Okay, cool. Okay, everyone, welcome to BarnBridge Project Call 14. We have a new addition to the team here, so I just want to turn it over to Max so that he can do a quick intro of himself and everything. So Max.
Sure. Hey everyone, my name is Max Fiege and I'm joining the operations team going forward. My background is pretty much in being a research analyst in the crypto space as a proud bag holder from the top of 2017 through the bear market. I've spent the past year doing kind of like finance and advisory work in the space. So doing a bit of investing on the NFT side, as well as doing some advisory work with the Web3 Foundation previously. So I'm looking forward to joining the BarnBridge team, and yeah, great first call here.
Awesome, thank you, Max. So one of the big things that recently happened this week is that we launched the Smart Yield fully turned on, and we had the launch of the Smart Yield pool. So I'm just gonna let Bogdan give a quick rundown on that whole thing.
Sure. So yeah, I mean, what we launched a couple of weeks ago with Smart Yield was more of a soft launch, just a testing around for people to get to know the product and start using it. Now we're in the bootstrapping phase, so this is not a long-term solution with the bond rewards, but it's definitely going to help. It already brought on a bunch of, like a couple of million in TVO overnight, so it's working as intended. This pool is for the USDC tranches right now, for the junior tranches. It's a reward pool with 10,000 bond per week. It works in a continuous fashion, like the DAO rewards work, so we can stay in there for 5 minutes, no more epochs. It's going to run for 25 weeks. It's currently like, it has crazy APYs right now, so I suggest everyone joins while they're still high. What else? And when I say we, I mean the community through the DAO. We voted in new maturity date parameters for the Smart Yield senior bonds. So this means you can now buy senior bonds for as long as 365 days, something which already happened. So we now have a 1-year senior bond created, and it got like an 8% guaranteed rate. So that sounds kind of attractive, having an 8% return guaranteed for 1 year. So that's working as intended. Some new features added to the app, notification system. It's currently just for the governance proposals, but we're going to add notifications for yield farming, more notifications for the DAO, Smart Yield. All of the apps will get specific notifications. What else can I add? Yep, we're gonna probably sometime next week, we're gonna launch the DAO treasury page. Now that Smart Yield is getting some traction and we have some high TVOs getting locked up, fees are already starting to accrue. We have like over $80,000 already accrued in fees. So we're gonna add a treasury page so everyone knows what's up with the fees and how much it's up to. More stats for the Smart Yield product. Everyone in the community has been asking for this. Details about the lockup, the forfeited liquidity. So juniors have constant insights into the state of the pool, so they all know how long they'll have to wait when withdrawing, how much they'll have to forfeit if they want to instantly withdraw. All of that good stuff. Minor UX improvements for them. Like we're gonna tweak the deposit flow a bit to add some of those details in there as well. What else? I feel like I'm missing something.
Prepare for epoch end.
Yeah, pool 1 is gonna end. I mean, there's nothing to prepare for us. Just everyone be ready to move to Smart Yield, I guess. More BarnBridge case APIs there waiting. I definitely feel like I'm missing something. Oh, we're also gonna get but I'm not gonna spoil this. I was this close to spoiling something. Probably best left for tomorrow. That's it. Closing my mic so I don't say anything too much. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Bogdan. So recently, Akin has been working in the DeFi Alliance program, and that wrapped up this yesterday, actually. So Akin, do you want to give a quick rundown on the program and how that all went and what happened yesterday?
Yeah, so I mean, DeFi Alliance is, so I guess this is the fourth round of the DeFi Alliance cohorts. This time they kind of segmented it into 3 different groups. So you had a very like early entrepreneur track, so like an early project track that was just beginning to kind of figure out what they wanted to do. And then we're in the 3rd track, which is sort of projects that are already sort of close to launching and getting out there. I mean, it was good for us overall. I mean, we established a lot of relationships with liquidity providers, various funding sources, users of products. It was a good networking event for us. And also it was just great to sort of get insights into just different aspects of crypto, more from, I'd say a mix between what's, DeFi, but also a lot of insights from like traditional side of things and the kinds of things traditional users are looking for in the space. Kind of getting access to, traditional on-ramps and getting a sense of building relationships there. So I think it was really productive. We established a lot of relationships that I think were helpful for the project early on. Yeah, so yesterday was demo day, which is just, quick pitches from, the cohort in the 3rd group, so the more mature group. And so we already, I expect we'll get some inquiries from folks who attended. Already got a couple, which is good. We just want to know more about the product, or, could potentially be a partner in terms of distribution. So, so that's great. I mean, I think long-term will continue to be part of the network. I think once you're in. So I think there'll always be a network we can tap into as we need things as time goes on. So I think it was a pretty good 8 weeks, and it's wrapped up at this point.
Very nice. Yeah, it seemed to turn out pretty well for everything. Looking forward to seeing what comes of all of them recognizing the power of a fixed yield in Web3. So, next thing is the bounties. Mark, do you want to give a quick update on the bounties?
Yep. So Max actually took the white paper and slimmed it down to like a 4-page, kind of like easier to read white paper. Kind of like more of like a 1-pager, but it's not 1 pages. I'm going to call it a 1-pager, but it's 4 pages, but it's more of like a quicker white paper. And I think we're going to get those translated. And we actually are trying to get, the reason we did it is because Arabic is a little bit more expensive to translate, and we would like to get Arabic translated. So we shortened it, but I read it and I really liked it. So I figured we could maybe get it translated in some other languages to kind of have a shorter version. And we're getting all that done, and we're pushing out the Japanese white paper really soon. We got all that. I'm sorry, not the Japanese white paper, the website. We got all that translated. So we're finishing up some of that stuff and just getting it launched. And we still have a meme competition full circle in the Discord. And some of the entries are getting really good. So enjoying that.
Very cool. Do we still have the meme bounty going on though, right?
Yeah, so the meme bounty is just, I kind of just made it like a permanent bounty and like left it up. And I've been paying the bounty out weekly. I pay from my personal address, or not my personal BarnBridge address. I have like a bounty address. So I'm just kind of skipping the Gitcoin deal because it takes like 3 gas transactions to set up and pay out at the end of the day. So it's just kind of cumbersome with the gas being so crazy.
For sure. That's understandable.
We'll switch back when everything gets.
But that stuff's going out through Gitcoin, right?
Yeah, it's on Gitcoin.
Can you use XDAI to do the bounties? Because XDAI is like cheap.
Yeah, we can use any bounty service.
No. I mean like the chain. So inside Gitcoin, you can use like they're like you can use the main chain, but then you can also use
Okay.
XI. XI is just really cheap. So, but you gotta, you have to like log into it. Like it's like
I'll look into it.
Okay. It's just an option, So the other one, the committees. We're not calling it committees anymore, I don't think. Actually, I'm gonna let Max, if Max wants to take this, give an update on what that whole, he was the one who kind of came up with this whole framework. So Max, if you want, I know I didn't give you a heads up on that, and I don't want to put you on the
Good.
spot, but if you want it, okay, cool, then you can take it away.
Sure thing. So about a week ago, we put out a forum post about what a kind of initial foray into deeper community governance could look like. At the time, we referred to that as the first BarnBridge Council, but because of the connotations associated with council across other DeFi projects, we took some feedback from the community and reworked it into essentially being an integrations team. Is kind of the terminology we're going with. And so we currently have a snapshot vote going as to, what the composition of this integrations team would look like and kind of what the mandate of that team will be going forward, which will conclude this weekend. And so far, it seems to be a near unanimous yes vote. And so the idea with this integrations team is that we're pulling 3 members from the community to essentially act as a entity capable of implementing successful governance proposals, as well as being an entity that can kind of act as the liaison between the community and the core team, right? Because at the end of the day, Tyler can only get so many DMs about new ideas and stuff like that. And so our hope is that, we'll run with this integrations team set up for, a quarter or two. And as we learn lessons from kind of working with them and how the community interacts with them, I think we'll be able to build out a larger kind of multi-team kind of decentralized governance infrastructure that exists around the DAO and eventually kind of becomes the end game for BarnBridge protocol development. And so that snapshot vote concludes this weekend, and the community should expect us to be kind of opening up some of the, like Google Forms and process sheets over the coming weeks as well on how to kind of engage with this new entity in the BarnBridge landscape.
Yeah, very cool. And if you haven't had a chance to look at the signal or the snapshot proposal, I would definitely take a look at that. Looks like it's going to pass. We abstained from voting in it, so we wanted to leave it up completely to the community. Seems to be a lot of support though. So that's kind of Tyler, do you want to give an update? I know like there's a bunch of other stuff going on kind of behind the scenes right now with regards to like layer 2 and things, but I don't know if we really want to get 100% into the weeds on that, but Tyler, maybe you can kind of give an update on whatever's going on with that.
Some of it we can't tell the community, and especially with, I can at least say that like everyone in the Discord is asking about like exchanges, and like, yes, we're talking to exchanges, but that's been a lot of my time over the past like 30 days. And like, yeah, we can't really like, even like details. That's really all I can say is we're talking to exchanges, and just kind of end it there. The layer 2 stuff, like Troy has actually been working on that quite a bit, like with Optimism, but also like if you look at what Aave just launched with like Polygon, which is like formerly Matic. Me and Malad were even talking about it this morning. And I saw like Pool Together also launched with Matic, and I reached out to Leighton and tried to essentially see if we could get on a call. One thing that was really interesting that I learned recently is that a lot of the like funds that try to like maximize USDC returns will use Pool Together for like a lot of like different functions. Like if they don't find like legitimate yield, they'll like ape into just like a maybe, and they have like financial models for it. So like if we've already got BondBet that's built into Pool Together, and like we have an awesome relationship with them, and they're on Matic and Polygon, and then Aave, who we're building into right now, is, then I think there's some like legitimate opportunities there for smart yield. Like we'll need to talk to Malad on like the function of how Pool Together works does not work the exact same way as Compound or Aave directly. So I don't know how that affects like the smart yield models. But I think like at aggregate, I was originally thinking that Optimism would be the first thing that we built to for a layer 2, but like the past couple of days have made me unsure if that's necessarily true. So at the end of the, so if like we integrate into Compound, like us integrating into Optimism doesn't really help unless like Compound's on Optimism, right? Because like you basically go into Optimism and then it just has to go deposit back into the layer 1. So we're somewhat, it's interesting with BarnBridge because I think everybody's been like in the channels complaining about gas fees. And I think that we're in a unique scenario where we're basically like a money Lego. And so we can't move to the layer 2s until the other projects that we integrate with move into the layer 2s. And we really can't even start building until we see how that architecture works. So we're probably going to be in this weird limbo state for the next 30 to 90 days while the whole industry ports over to these layer 2s. And so like we're researching the hell out of it, but it's not completely our decision where we go in the short term. So I would just say stay tuned there, but we're doing everything we possibly can to alleviate the gas fees for our users. It's just not singularly us that manages that timeline.
Yeah, like I've always said, we are yield maximalists. So we're going to go where the yield goes. So we kind of have to watch and then try to anticipate and then move in the directions. So yeah, I mean, Polygon is obviously kind of killing it right now.
Since it's April Fool's, we can just say we're forking BarnBridge and moving it to BSC, and our team's moving to that project. It's going to be called it's called BindBridge now.
It's got to be like a food, like a okay. Anyway,
we're kidding. I mean, we will move to BSC
if there's yield there. I say take it.
Yeah. I mean, Malad has been looking at it, and I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it inherently. I think BSC is a stopgap to real layer 2 solutions. But if that's where everybody goes, then we have to move there. I mean, we've said from the very beginning we're not ETH maxis, we're yield maxis. I think ETH will be the base settlement layer for the internet, but we're even looking at Dfinity for the interface layer stuff. So yeah, I don't think anyone should look at us like Ethereum maximalists, but we need to let all this kind of play out a little bit while we continue to build smart alpha and integrate into Aave. That's really our main focus right now.
Well, that's a good segue. So the Bogdan pinged me and said he remembered the thing he forgot to mention. So I'm gonna let him give that update.
Yep, I almost forgot what I forgot.
You forgot your cool glasses too.
Are these not cool enough?
Not the
these
filter.
actually help me see.
Yeah, sure.
Didn't want to put contacts in today. Quick before I forget again. We're working on releasing the CDI for a smart yield, which is probably going to come soon-ish, 1 or 2 weeks. Same for Aave integration, which is going to be a big one. And I've seen this a bunch of times on Discord. People want Aave. Aave has awesome rates for DAI and for USDC. So we're going to work on adding those probably mid-April-ish, hopefully. Yeah, that was it. Just okay. Short and sweet. Thanks.
No, that's good. That's a pretty big update. I'm glad you've remembered. And then there's also something else. Pablo wanted to give an update to the community about stuff. So Pablo, if you want to, did he just drop?
He just dropped.
Wow, that was like right on cue.
He has
Um,
bad internet. Sometimes that happens to him. He'll get back on in a second. It happens all the time on internal calls.
Yeah. Yeah, Akeem, do you want to give an update on Bancor while we're here, while we wait?
Yeah. So I think most people are aware we got whitelisted on Bancor last Friday. It was an interesting voting process. We learned a lot. We had a review session over the weekend. But essentially, whitelisting on Bancor is a first step. The next step there is to get some liquidity there and kind of running, and then hopefully get, put in a proposal for LM rewards. So it's the way Bancor basically incentivizes those pools. You can get rewards in Bancor tokens, and it just attracts TVL into those pools. So that will be the next stage. We'll work through with them. When that goes well, it's really trying to set the stage for having at least one liquid market for J tokens. So the idea there is that at some point over the next few months, once sort of like, things are humming on Bancor, it could be a destination where J tokens can also have, pools established, and we can kind of create very liquid markets for J tokens. So folks who want to basically exit their J token positions don't have to unwind it on our, platform and maybe get a discount, but hopefully there'll be, active liquid markets on Bancor to trade your J tokens there instead. And have those markets incentivized as well, which is not a bad thing. So that's sort of like the view with Bancor going forward. I mean, we think there are lots of things we can do with them. We continue to engage their core team there, and I think, look out over the next few months, there should be new things coming through. So keep your eyes open for further proposals through Bancor.
Cool. And now that we have Pablo back, Pablo, do you want to give the update? Let's hope your internet doesn't, let's see.
Yeah, hello everyone. I hope you see and hear me now. My internet has been crazy for the past time, I would say. I already switched the router and it still doesn't work. I don't know. I'll probably get another provider. But anyway, so as we have been running with the Smart Yield launch for a few weeks right now, we are really getting some real product TVL. We've been able to start working on the DeFi pools integration. We've seen a lot of community requests for that in the past months. And we have already got the, it's called an adapter. So Bogdan and the dev team has already made that, and we are just kind of waiting on their side to just list us, and then we'll just give an announcement. And so basically we have everything ready. It's coming soon, and I'm personally excited for this.
Right on. And with that, we don't really have anything else to cover right now, unless somebody wanted to speak up and say something. We do have a roundtable, but we got no questions this week. So
Everybody's too busy aping into the high yield.
That's right.
One thing you should say, in case people follow this, and like maybe not everybody's in the Discord and they get it from oh my God, like Twitter, or they essentially follow us via like the email list. Well, two things, just as a quick heads up. One is everybody make sure that you follow Max's Barnburner thing. I think we talked about it earlier, but definitely if you want to keep up with like what's going on in the forums and governance, and you're not like banging out in our Discord every day, Barnburner is like really good job on that, Max. And then also for the people that aren't banging out in Discord all day, make sure that we said it before, make sure that you port your pool one liquidity into Smart Yield. You like, even if you're halfway through the epoch, you're going to make more money this week if you do it today rather than waiting.
Oh, and also one small note, guys. So when you enter the junior pool in the smart yield, your junior tokens are not automatically imported into the staking pool. So you have to do that manually, because I've seen a few people have been discussing that already. So just keep it in mind that you have to manually, when you deposit your USDC, got the junior tokens, you have to stake them in the junior incentivization pool manually.
Yeah, it's good to know. It's not like the DAO. It's continuous, but it's not like the DAO. So I think with that, we don't really have anything else to cover for this meeting. So I think we're just gonna give everyone back, at least on this call, 25 minutes, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Adios.
Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.